What's up, Dunk Squad? It's Wayne Duncan, No Vision Duncan, and we're here with year two of the Madden 24 Carolina Panthers realistic rebuild. If you tune in to part one, we finished 5-12, and even though we did have a losing season, there are some things that we can take away from it. Our secondary was number three when it came to points per game, and even though we only had one free agent signing, I think personally we were able to receive a passing grade when it came to the draft despite not having a first round pick. And with all that being said, let's waste no more time. Let's meet the roster, the team, the squad here in year two before preseason and training camp starts. At quarterback, Bryce Young had his rookie year and threw for almost 3,400 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 17 interceptions is quite a bit much, but I think he will be able to tone it down in year two and continue to develop as our franchise quarterback. And putting more weapons around him will help him get to that point. We brought in Nick Foles to mentor him. He knows what it's like to win a championship, in Philadelphia. And we have the Frank Reich playbook. So Nick Foles is familiar with that, and he can teach it to Bryce Young. At running back, we have Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders. They were a great 1-2 punch combo, but when it comes to that running back that we need to carry the load, I think we're going to switch it up and we're going to go with Chuba Hubbard with more carries this season over Miles Sanders. Yes, they complemented each other well, but we need that 1,000-yard rusher, that rusher that can average at least 4 yards per carry, maybe get some double-digit touchdowns. So I think, even though the contract with Miles Sanders, is kind of shaky, he's already on the trade block. I was going to throw him on there. So, management decided to put him on the trade block. So we're going to leave him on the trade block, see if we get any offers, any calls from him. If not, we will keep him as our running back two. Maybe go back to running back one, but we are going to go with Chuba Hubbard more this season. And Chuba Hubbard's in a contract year too, so we may lose both of them at some point and decide to go in a different direction at running back. Brought in Damian Harris as a nice third option at running back. You got Jared Patterson down there. At fullback, one of our draft picks, Hugh Poole. We needed a fullback. I think our fullback last season was Giovanni Ricci. Had 3 touchdowns, but didn't want to bring him back. So, we love drafting our fullbacks. Fullbacks matter. At wide receiver, Adam Thielen, the veteran who had 1,000 yards last season. He was that go-to security blanket for Bryce Young. Over 70 catches, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. And even though he is 34 years of age, he didn't even regress that much, even on the normal dev. So I think we can run it back with Adam Thielen as our wide receiver one, but we may have to bump him down to wide receiver two for this season because Jonathan Mingo, who had the highest potential in our wide receiver room last season, going into his second year, I think we're going to try to push him to be our wide receiver one. Kirk Carroll, he was another draft pick. We needed a slot receiver, so we got him in the draft. We also still have Terrace Marshall, who is in a contract year. We have to decide if we want him to be a part of the rotation at wide receiver. And then at tight end, it's a loaded room. Got Hayden Hurst still on that contract. He was our starter last season. Got Tommy Tremble still down here, kind of in that same boat as a Chuba Hubbard and Terrace Marshall. And then, Ian Thomas. But we decided with our first pick, basically our first round pick, because we didn't have a first round pick. So our first pick in the draft in the second round was Jabari Price. Now there was a tight end and a wide receiver that was projected to go before him. But when we looked at the traits on Jabari Price, we fell in love with him, man. So we had to take him. Call it a reach or whatever, but 74 overall hidden dev. Add him with Adam Thielen and Jonathan Mingo, Carroll if he can develop this season, Terrace Marshall. It goes back to us talking about putting weapons around Bryce Young, putting him in the best situations so he can exceed here in year two and going further. Left tackle, still got Ike Mekwonu. He had about 10 sacks given up. It was right there at that, that target, right at that finish line. So decent season for him. Brady Christensen here at left guard, but our only free agent signing was Cesar Ruiz coming over from New Orleans. Hope he gets us some, insight on their playbook. Star dev, 25 years of age. I think I brought him in on a 1-year deal, like a prove it, Yeah, like a prove it type deal, 2.5 mil. So I mean, if he does an okay job this season, maybe we bring him back on another like short-term deal or a long-term deal, 3-4 years. But we have a new interior offensive lineman, and we have a second one. We still have Bradley Bozeman here, but we needed the upgrade, and we drafted Wendell Burnett, a center, 72 overall, hidden dev out of Penn State. And, we add him and Cesar Ruiz to the offensive lineman in the trenches, and hopefully that'll improve the protection for Bryce Young. Right guard, we still got Austin Corbett. And on the right side, at right tackle, we have Taylor Moton. Brought in Alex Leatherwood to back him up. Left end, we got Chris Wormley. Decided to bring him back. He actually had a real good year with 14 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 50 tackles. We didn't see any upgrades in the draft or in free agency, so we are going to have Chris Wormley play left end at least for one more season for us. Brought in this undrafted rookie, Joey Russo. We saw him in free agency before the preseason. Derek Brown here, Pro Bowl type season, didn't get the Pro Bowl nomination. I believe he was snubbed. 19 TFLs, 5.5 sacks, 83 tackles. I mean, we did have, only 5 wins on the season, so I understand the voters for not voting him in. But he could have snuck my boy in there. At defensive tackle, we were going to go after Michael Pierce in free agency, but we had decided to throw some money at Chase Young, and we didn't have enough money, at least for him. So he signed elsewhere. I think he went back to Washington. That's on him. But we missed out on Michael Pierce. We were trying to bring a veteran presence to defensive tackle, but we were able to get Keyshawn Duckworth, a big nose tackle, in the draft, and he had 98 strength. It does suck that he has that boring, normal Brown dev trait, but if he has if he has a dev trait scenario or he thrives in this defense, maybe he gets upgraded, to star dev, superstar, X Factor. I've seen normal devs go all the way to X Factor in one season. If they win a bunch of awards. We have Shy Tuttle there backing him up. Left outside linebacker, DJ Johnson. We also brought back Marquise Haynes. We didn't bring him back in the contract signing period or negotiation, but we saw him there before the preseason. And same kind of deal with Chris Wormley. He had a good season as a rotational guy. 49 tackles, 9 TFLs, 2 sacks, so he was productive whenever he came in. So we decided to bring him back as that bridge player. But we're going to go with the younger DJ Johnson. He gets a chance. If he doesn't produce or if he doesn't, ball out this season, we will upgrade in the offseason. Shaq Thompson, team captain, leading tackler, kind of like Adam Thielen on the defensive side. He was the bright spot. Look at that, 127 tackles, 6 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, 3 INTs, Pro Bowl type season. Didn't get voted in. But one of the changes to the defense, we're moving Jeremy Chin from strong safety to middle linebacker. We did lose Frankie Louvu, decided not to bring him back. We also lost Deion Jones, so we were kind of thin at middle linebacker, so we moved Jeremy Chin down. He did lose like 5 points when it comes to rating, but he can play middle linebacker, he can play safety, so we'll probably continue to move him all around the defense. But as of right now, he will be listed as a middle linebacker. On the right, we have Brian Burns, and I can't remember how many sacks he had last season. Only 2.5 sacks, and we gave him a new contract. I told you I wasn't trading Brian Burns. I know he got traded in real life to the Giants, but I wanted to keep him. But the contract we gave him to only have 2.5 sacks. Amari Barno, he's going to get a chance just like DJ Johnson. And then at corner, we have J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson. But we drafted Jalen Carney, big 6'4" corner, to come in, play in the slot. Or probably have him on the outside with J.C. Horn and actually move Dante Jackson inside in the slot. But I like the 3 corners that we have. And then at free safety, we have Xavier Woods. Brought in Lonnie Johnson Jr. He's versatile. We can flex him all out over the place, corner, safety. And then at strong safety, Von Bell. He's another reason, probably the main reason why we decided to move Jeremy Chin to middle linebacker, so Von Bell can get those reps at safety. I mean, they're paying him. And then we have Jamie Robinson, who can learn, maybe be a future starter, like his player tag says, after the season, after we move on from Von Bell. And And then at kicker, we have Eddie Pinheiro, and we have Johnny Hacker at punter. Do we have any team captain? No, we don't. But what I'm going to do is go to the training camp, and I think we're going to do maybe 1 or 2 drills. And I want to do Bryce Young. He was the #1 overall pick in that past draft. Just peep that he actually went down from his superstar dev to star dev. We're going to try to get him at least back up to superstar dev during this season. Throwing there to Adam Thielen, who was his number one option, #1 target last season. I always seem to throw it to square in these drills anyway. And we didn't hit nothing on that one. That was my fault. I ran the opposite way. So he might not. That might have cost us the gold. Oh, but we hit 2 to make up. But yeah, we're not going to get gold. We would have. We didn't miss the 1 throw, but we'll take it. Silver, just like his dev trait. And we're just trying to help out this young team. And I think what I'm going to do, I am going to do the receiver, and then I'm going to do maybe the tight end. So, what was the receiver? Kurt Carroll. He is normal dev. He's going to be playing in the slot. Don't like that route that I ran, but still able to catch it for 50 points. Haven't did this drill in a minute. Nice throw from Bryce Young. And for our secondary to be #3 when it came to points per game, and we add a big young corner who we probably should do a drill for, but I trust the defense. As we get gold with Carroll, and then maybe we do the tight end, who was our first pick. I mean, he deserved it. Yeah, he was our first pick, so why not do the tight end for the red zone? What's his name? Jabari Price. I mean, I think we did a good job in the draft. You know, we drafted to our needs. We did not get that catch, but we drafted to our needs. And I think we solved some of the problems and some of the holes that we had. We did the best we could with what we had to work with as far as draft picks. Having no first round pick after going 5-12. And we were still able to get some rookie studs, as I told Bryce Young to throw that a little bit earlier. And I don't think we're going to get gold on this one. We might, if we can get the 400 on this last catch. And it got swatted away. That's why we had a top 3 secondary when it came to giving up points last season. We could do the, why don't we just do the whole rookie class? We do the DB battle. We'll do for Carney, and then we'll do the nose tackle. Carney, who's 6'4", so should be able to just go up there and get it. The interceptions. And we're going up against, I think that's Carroll, the rookie wide receiver. I think he's like 5'8", so you got 6'4" corner, as we just got burnt. Tried to hawk him down, but and one more interception. That should give us the gold. Oh, Bryce Young, he faked us out. He didn't even throw it to where the route said the receiver was going to go. They kind of cheated us there. So we got to get this interception. This is going to be close. Ah! Silver, we'll take it. And then we'll do the trenches, defensive tackle, nose tackle, mini camp drill, if I can find it. Trench battle. And his name was Keyshawn Duckworth. .98 strength. He should be able to blow past, not blow past, but like run through these offensive linemen. I think it's like Corbett, Brady Christensen. We got Cesar Ruiz, who we brought in. We drafted a center. So far, so good. I like the footwork. He's a big fella, 333 pounds. But using all that 98 strength to bring... How is that not silver? Well, if we can get past these linemen, we will receive or get a silver medal for this drill. Which I think is B. Oh! We jumped from... Okay. Give it to me. Alright, so that will do it for the minicamp, and now we get ready for the preseason, where we have the Chargers, who are playing first, battle of the powder blue teams. Also, shout out to the Titans, too. It's another one. But we lose preseason game against the Chargers, 28-14. And Bryce Young, he was excellent. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks, 7 of 8. But Nick Foles did throw an interception. He was 6 of 12. Miles Sanders, I mean, he was good. And then receivers, Terrace Marshall had a touchdown. Adam Thielen had a touchdown. And here's the thing, though. Even though Terrace Marshall is in a contract year, we probably won't re-sign him because he is like a wide receiver 4 right now, battling for that wide receiver 3 spot. We could trade the veteran Adam Thielen if the season is lost and then go with a Terrace Marshall, Jonathan Mingo, and then our rookie wide receiver slot guy that we took, whose name I don't see on here. Did he even get a catch? I don't think he did. But it's not over yet for Terrace Marshall Jr. DJ Johnson getting a sack. That's big for him, as he will be starting at left outside linebacker. We'll battle with Marquise Haynes right now. And then we are going to make some changes because in that game we did not have Cesar Ruiz starting at left guard. It was Brady Christensen, even though Cesar Ruiz did give up a sack. And we're going to go with Wendell Burnett, the rookie center. Let them start this next game against the Indianapolis Colts. As we lose by a field goal, have another wide receiver mentorship. Last season it was Adam Thielen and Jonathan Mingo. Maybe it's Adam Thielen and Terrace Marshall, or the rookie slot wide receiver. Touchdown for Bryce Young again. Nick Foles was better that game. Miles Sanders was really good. Kurt Carroll, but touchdown for Jonathan Mingo, touchdown for Miles Sanders, touchdown for Terrace Marshall. Terrace Marshall really trying to battle DJ Johnson, Keyshawn Duckworth. Pick for Jamie Robinson. He should see the field more this season at safety. But Terrace Marshall Jr., he is fighting. You know, we use our 4 or 5 wide receivers. But we'll go put Terrace Marshall in for this game. He may start over Kurt Carroll. He just may. But we'll check out this wide receiver mentorship. See who Adam Thielen. It's got to be Adam Thielen. And Jonathan Mingo again. Last season we did what? We'll do catching traffic. We did get in open medium routes last season, so yeah, we'll do catching traffic. Keeping him well polished. Can we win our last preseason game against the Steelers? They're also 0-2. Something's got to give. And we go 0-3, but that can be that backwards good luck where we don't win a game in the preseason and we go undefeated in the regular season. Why did I go to the regular season schedule? But Bryce Young, man, no interceptions all preseason, nothing but touchdowns. Nick Foles, he just flunked last preseason game, but he will remain the backup quarterback. Touchdown for Chuba Hubbard. Kurt Carroll. Okay, Jonathan Mingo. Thielen had a touchdown. Terrace Marshall with 2 catches. And then we had DJ Johnson, man, he was exceptional the whole preseason. The rookie corner, half a sack. Rookie nose tackle with a half a sack. Von Bell with the interception. Eddie Pinheiro, it got blocked, so that was not on him. And we are going to check out the final preseason stats and determine who will be starting. We did have a couple of position battles, interior offensive lineman, wide receiver. But when you look at Bryce Young, 4 touchdowns in 3 preseason games. Used to be 4 preseason games. Don't think there's going to be no preseason games this year. I think they scratched it finally. But 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. 4 picks, though, for Nick Foles. That's garbage. It's trash. But you see, Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, they continue to do like this 1-2 punch combo thing. But we need them to knock it out, though. We need to get a knockout. Kurt Carroll did have the most catches, most yards. Terrace Marshall, though, had more he had more catches, 2 touchdowns. Do we go with Terrace Marshall over the rookie? I mean, Terrace Marshall is 24. Kurt Carroll is 21. Offensive line, we know who the starters are. And then defensively, DJ Johnson led the team in sacks. We had, 2 picks, Jamie Robinson and Von Bell, both strong safeties. Saw Eddie Pinheiro's field goal get blocked. Now it's time to make the cuts. I don't think we have that many. It's probably like 7, 8 players. Going to keep the 2 quarterbacks. Going to keep the 4 running backs. The wide receivers, we have 5. We have 4 tight ends. That extra tight end is going to make up for like our 6 wide receiver. We can have Tommy Tremble playing, a little bit of wide receiver. Offensive line, we do have some extras. So Chandler Zavala, he will go on the practice squad. I think he was on there last season. And then Ilm Manning, he will also go to the PS squad. Cade Mays, he can go. And that's already half the people that we have to cut. It all came from the offensive line. Ricky Glee. I think we'll keep LeBron Ray as like that 4th defensive tackle. Chandler Wooten going to practice squad. I think we need 3 more. So Iku, Leota, Luigi Villain. We're going to keep those corners. We're going to keep those safeties. I think Alex Cook is probably the last person that we have to move. But I'm going to keep him. I'm going to move one of those corners. Yeah, we'll get rid of this guy. And then we'll have Lonnie Johnson can play corner a little bit. And then we have Alex Cook, the 3rd safety. So that is the finalized roster, getting ready for the regular season. We are going to upgrade the players. These are everybody that we did in the drills, right? So the nose tackle, run stopper. See if that strength goes up to a 99. Nope, still a 98. Carney, it's a 6'4" corner. He needs to work better with zone. Man, his zone is just non-existent. It's like it's not even there. But his man and his press about the same. So I mean, he's already a man corner. We're gonna be playing him on the outside, boundary corner. And then Jabari Price, the tight end. We need possession type. He is a vertical threat. We'll do possession. Feed into the scheme fit. And then Kirk, he is slot all day. Yeah, he's too good. We're gonna play him over. He had the most yards, so we're gonna play him over. What am I doing? Eddie Pinheiro. We'll do Derek Brown. Really trying to develop these young players this season in year 2, because I think it will go long ways, for the rest of the rebuild. We'll just do Eddie Pinheiro. So we can reset our depth chart and get to the regular season where, man, off the rip, we got the juggernaut Chiefs. Not a good way to start the season. Roger Goodell in the NFL just setting me up. But at QB, it will be Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard over Miles Sanders for this season, and then Damian Harris, Poole, and then we're going to go with Tommy Tremble and Ian Thomas as the backup fullbacks. We're going to go with Jonathan Mingo over Adam Thielen. I can't do that to my boy. At least one more season, Adam Thielen, wide receiver 1, Jonathan Mingo. We're going to go with Carroll, Terrace Marshall, Strachan, and then we'll go with Tommy Tremble. Tight end will be Price, Hayden Hurst, Tommy Tremble. Ian Thomas will be the blocking tight end. Ike Ekwonu. We're going to go with Cesar Ruiz over Brady Christensen. We're going to go with Burnett over Bozeman. We have depth on the offensive line now, so Christensen can play the backup guard over there. And then we got Alex Leatherwood. And then left end, Chris Wormley. Right end will be Derek Brown. Defensive tackle will be the rookie, Keyshawn Duckworth. DJ Johnson on the left. Shaq Thompson, Jeremy Chin inside. Brian Burns and Barno on the right. Horn, Carney, Dante Jackson. Dante Jackson will be the slot. And then at the other corner positions, we're going to have Lonnie Johnson, who I think used to be a corner. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Jamie Robinson. So we're going to use all of our safeties. And then Von Bell, Jamie Robinson, and Alex Cook. Kick return, we don't really have kick return guy this season. It's probably going to have to be Miles Sanders and Carroll. Yeah, we don't really have, Dante Jackson. I don't like putting starting corners back there. We could do Terrace Marshall will be the punt return guy. So this is what we do. We'll do Miles Sanders. We will do Carroll. And then punt return, we'll do Jamie Robinson. And we'll do Terrace Marshall. Just 4 different guys. One of them has to break for one. And then we'll do Eddie Pinheiro this season for the long kicker. He has a better kick power. Long snapper. Should we do Brady Christensen? And Bozeman. Third down back will be Chuba Hubbard. Power back will be, they have Damian Harris, but I kind of want to do Chuba Hubbard. And then slot receiver will be Carroll. We'll have Marshall and then Mingo. And then left end will be, so last season I think we had Brian Burns on the right and he only had 2.5 sacks. So we will keep him on the left this time. And then on the right they have Haynes, but we're gonna go DJ Johnson over Haynes. And then at D tackle will be Derek Brown, Duckworth, Wormley, sub linebacker Shaq Thompson, Jeremy Chin, and then they have Jamie Robinson. So that is corner, Carney, Lonnie Johnson, Jamie Robinson. So exactly the way I want it. Let's get to the regular season where we will suffer a loss against the Chiefs. I already see it coming. This season though, I think we did get better. We did improve. We're continuing to develop. So for the season goal, I am going to say I want to see 7 wins at least. Maybe 6 wins, 2 more wins, because we're not quite there yet. The roster isn't where we want it or envisioned it to be at. Auto-generated draft class. We should have a first-round pick. And there's offensive line, there's quarterback, there's edge. We can still use edge if DJ Johnson doesn't uh, burst out this season. And a bunch of offensive tackles, a bunch of quarterbacks too, but we have our quarterback already. So, but we have trade offers for Brady Christensen. Okay, we might actually do this. See what these teams are offering. Derek Barnett. And he could actually start over DJ Johnson. But we don't want to do a deal with the Bears. I mean, come on, DJ Moore, Bryce, pick. We're not doing what y'all made the Panthers look crazy, that pick. With that trade, I meant. But we are 79 overall, 81 defense, 79 offense. As we look at the lineup before we start the season, so you see there, new look offensive line on the interior with Cesar Ruiz and Burnett. Bryce Young did drop dev trait. Got Mingo. Continue to develop. We got new slot receiver. Don't count out Terrace Marshall Jr. as our wide receiver 4. Jeremy Chin playing middle linebacker. DJ Johnson, probably the odd man out when it comes to pass rush, but could surprise a lot of people. Having Derek Brown and Brian Burns will take a lot of pressure off of you. Duckworth, that 98 strength, that nose tackle, soon to be 99, and then Von Bell, veteran that we can trust. And then, the secondary, Xavier Woods, Horn, Dante Jackson, Carney. I actually got to put, I forgot that our slot corner is actually going to be Dante Jackson, not the rookie. That's my mistake. So it will be Dante Jackson. Now that Bears trade for Derek Barnett, we might look back at that if DJ Johnson isn't getting pressure or sacks. But we are at home, and we played them really close, so 28-21. Not that disappointed. We couldn't run the ball, couldn't pass the ball. At least we didn't have any turnovers, but 1 third down conversion to the point where we had to go for it on 4th down, and we actually got it. That's insane. But Bryce Young continuing. No interceptions, no turnovers. He was 11-16. Wish we had threw the ball a little bit more if the run wasn't working. Chuba Hubbard did have 4-5 and a touchdown, and 2-yard run for Miles Sanders. Rasheed Rice. Seems like this offense, the backup running back, always plays better than the starter. But Rasheed Rice and Kadarius Toney just tore up our number 3 secondary from last season. 45 yards for Adam Thielen, 33 for the rookie Carroll, touchdown for Hayden Hurst, the tight end 2. Brady Christensen giving up 2 sacks, even though he's not starting. Should be Cesar Ruiz. Derek Brown with a sack and a half. DJ Johnson with a sack. Keyshawn Duckworth with a sack in his first game. Chris Wormley. So we did get pressure on Mahomes. Brian Burns a half sack pick for J.C. Horn. Harrison Buxter misses a field goal. But why is Brady Christensen playing? Should be Cesar Ruiz. Yeah, it is Cesar Ruiz. Guess we are, we love our 5-6 linemen, our swing tackles, the extra linemen. First division game, 0-1 Panthers, 0-1 Saints. Bucks the only team that won their week 1 game. Falcons won the division last season and ended up winning the Super Bowl. And we win this game, 35-29 in the shootout with the New Orleans Saints. We ran the ball, we passed the ball, we were really balanced. We did turn the ball over, but we go from 1 third down conversion a week ago to 12. 2 4th down conversions. So Bob Foster, the coach, being really aggressive. Bryce Young, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, 50 52 passing attempts, so they really took it seriously when I said maybe we need to pass more. 52 passing attempts. Chuba Hubbard, 82 yards rushing, 32 from Miles Sanders, carry from Damian Harris, and then Thielen, 84 yards and a touchdown. 3 touchdowns for Jabari Price, the rookie tight end. Chuba Hubbard had 8 catches for 63 yards as the third down back. Jonathan Mingo at 5 catches. Terrace Marshall, even though he's wide receiver 4, he had 2 catches. Kurt Carroll had 2 catches. Miles Sanders had a catch. Taylor Moton gave up a sack. Derek Brown with the sack. And then we had a pick for the rookie Jalen Carley. So the 56-yarder, by the way, from Eddie Pinero. He did have an extra pointer blocked. 1 punt inside the 20. But all the rookies already contributing. I think I'm going to – this draft class that we did is really going to make a difference for this team. Broncos have signed some guy, Connor Devine, from our practice squad. But the mock draft is out, and they have us picking number 12, Julius McIntosh, a defensive end out of USC. And we will see if we go with left end. We have a weekly award winner. This has to be Bryce Young, 4 touchdowns. Probably could give it to the tight end with the 3 touchdowns. Yeah, a lot of things on the menu for this week. Got the Cowboys. Looks like our schedule's tough. It is a primetime game, TV game, 8:20 p.m. Don't know if it's Monday night, Thursday night, or Sunday night. It was a Thursday night, which are not my favorite. And we couldn't run the ball past it. They couldn't run the ball. We shut them down, but turnover. And it was the Bryce Young interception. His first turnover of the season. But Chuba Hubbard just got shut down, bro. 1.6 average. He did have 2 touchdowns, though. Didn't stop him from getting in the end zone. And CeeDee Lamb with the hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Mingo, 92 yards. Jabari Price, 4 touchdowns in 2 games. Maybe Jonathan Mingo is ready to become our wide receiver 1. Brian Burns with 2 sacks. Didn't see who those other half sacks were. Jeremy Chin and Derek Brown. But we are now 1-2. Breakout linebacker. This has to be DJ Johnson. No, it's actually Brian Burns trying to get the X factor, which he probably needs to get it, because if he has another 2.5 sack season performance, he might get bumped down to star, maybe even normal. Y'all know how y'all know how Madden likes to do me. 3-0 Seahawks. See if we can end their undefeated streak, and we can't. 34-21. We lose. And we just can't run the ball this season. 3 touchdowns for Bryce Young. This was not his fault. They have a new quarterback, but we shut him down. K9 ran all over us. 2 touchdowns for Zach Charbonnet. And then receiving Jabari Price, bro. Jabari Price was worth the price. We took him with our first pick in the 2nd round over a wide receiver that was projected to go in the 1st round, a tight end that was ahead of him to go in the 1st round. Bro has, 3 touchdowns. Then what? Another touchdown. 6 touchdowns in 3 games. Touchdown for Chuba Hubbard. And we had a sack for Duckworth, a pick for Shaq Thompson. So we're getting individuals that are playing at a high level, but we're not putting it together as a team. And Brian Burns upset that he didn't hit that dev trade scenario. But after 4 weeks, I think what we are going to do, but Bryce Young is playing. Jonathan Mingo's down. You know what? Is he ready? I think so. We're going to go with Jonathan Mingo as our wide receiver 1. And I think that's the only difference we are going to make. Maybe we do the Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders thing, because the run isn't working. Miles Sanders' route is up. Maybe we even go Damian Harris. But we'll leave it the way it is for right now. Got the Raiders on the road. Still competing in the division. Saints 0-4. They're at the bottom below us. And we win 17-10. Really defensive game. And I think we do need to lean more on the defense this season. Just like, we leaned on them last season. Not a lot of passing yards. Not a great offensive game from both teams. But 2 picks for Bryce Young. Chuba Hubbard, 71 yards rushing. He must have peeped that I was trying to bench him for Miles Sanders. And then Jonathan Mingo with the touchdown, his first game as our wide receiver 1. Derek Brown getting a sack. Daniel Carlson kind of blew the game for them. They still would have lost by a point, but he misses 2 field goals. Special teams matter. Kickers matter. And we are 2-3. Now we're playing the defending Super Bowl champions at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Can we pull off the upset? First meeting with them this season. And they dropped 50. 49-10. They were not playing with us. They were up 21-7 at the half, and they were not going to blow that lead like they did in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. 4 touchdowns for Tyler Algier. "13 tackles and a pick for Shaq Thompson. And Xavier Woods with the interception. Eddie Pinheiro, I don't blame you for missing the field goal. It wouldn't have looked better for it to say 49-13 rather than 49-10. And Patriots, just mentioned them. Cade Mays is going to their team. Why are they stealing players from our practice squad, bro? 0-6 Browns, trap game, maybe. Hopefully not. Mock draft 2. Getting prepared. And we win 24-17. Browns continue to be winless. And we get a dub. Much needed dub. We pass the ball. Now we're starting to turn the ball over. Too many interceptions from Bryce Young, but we get the win. Chuba Hubbard. We're not running the ball. Jabari Price, man. He's become like the number 1 wide receiver, tight end. He's 6'3", 236. He could play wide receiver. I got to look at his speed. 2 touchdowns for Adam Thielen. Carroll, though, is not getting as many targets as I thought he would. Maybe we do go with like a Terrace Marshall. But still early in the season. Not even at the midway mark yet. But we are 3-4. Mock Draft 2 is available. And we were, number 12? And now we're number 8. They still have us taken. I think that's that same left end. Now we look at some of the ratings of the other players in this draft. There's a sick corner right there, 6'3". There's another corner, 6'4". Some great ratings. There's a 6'5" receiver. Nice tackle. It's like another good draft class. Oh, look at that. Look at that edge rusher, man. Tackle. All those guys worthy of going in the first round. But we don't want to be picking up high on the board. We want to be picking last because we won the Super Bowl. So the Falcons dropped 49 on us. We're going to need to upgrade the players before this game. I will tell you that. We are going to need to be fully prepped for this game. We are at home, though. We are at home. We flipped the script on them. We dropped 40 this time on them. We dropped 40 on them. 2-game win streak. We shut their running game down. We ran all over them. Finally, we get over 100 yards rushing. We dropped 24 in the third quarter. 3 touchdowns for Bryce Young. No picks, no sacks, no problem. 3 picks for Desmond Ridder. Chuba Hubbard, 94 yards, so he didn't get 100, but Bryce Young and Miles Sanders gets us over that 100. And look at Damian Harris with 2 touchdowns. I told you we might have to put him in as the power back. And receiving, Jonathan Mingo, 9 catches, 128 for a touchdown. Adam Thielen with the touchdown. Kurt Carroll, I was just talking about him needing more targets. He gets 5 catches, 48 yards and a touchdown. Sack and a half for Derek Brown, DJ Johnson, J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, and Carney. All 3 cornerbacks. You'd love to see it. All getting interceptions, all pitching in. And we are now back at 500 at 4-4. 1 win away from tying our wins from last season with 5. We have a breakout wide receiver. It's got to be Jonathan Mingo. or Kurt Carroll. Jonathan Mingo, trying to get him the superstar dev. Don't throw the nobody but Jonathan Mingo, Bryce Young. We win. We beat the Giants. We are on a 3-game winning streak. We tie our wins from last season. And we are running the ball better than we were first quarter of the season. 3 picks from Bryce Young, though. I feel like he's going to get like 20 interceptions this season. Chuba Hubbard, 53 and a touchdown. Touchdown for the rookie fullback pool. Jonathan Mingo, 6 catches. I believe he had to have 5, 150, but he got 6. I don't think that's going to get. And then Jabari Price, touchdown machine. Another touchdown on the season for him. And then 2 sacks for Derek Brown, Duckworth, for what it's worth. And then Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, back-to-back games with picks. Eddie Pinheiro does miss a field goal. Now we're going to see if Jonathan Mingo got superstar dev. He did have 6 catches, so he had more than 5 catches, but I don't think he got the yards and the touchdown to do it. Yeah, he didn't get it done, but we got it done as a team. And we're on a 3-4 game winning streak. We're over 500 at 5-4. We are leading the division. We got the Bucks who are right there, Falcons who are right there. We already split with them on the season. And I forgot to upgrade the players. But we win again. 4-game winning streak. Another division win. The run game is starting to open up. Bryce Young continuing to throw interceptions, though, but he was 12 of 15. Hubbard with the touchdown. Touchdown for... Man, he is just a beast. Shaq Thompson, a lot of tackles. Derek Brown, he's been racking up sacks. Brian Burns, still quiet. J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin. That Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn combined 6 interceptions in the last 2-3 games. Ball hawks, man. Loving this secondary right now and the way they're playing. Breakout running back scenario before the clash battle of the 2 6-4 teams. We got the Minnesota Vikings up. Chuba Hubbard, though, trying to get off of that normal dev. He's 100 yards. He's been close to it. Try to get star dev. And we are going to delegate the focus players. But we're going to upgrade the players, and we got to look at some contracts. Jabari Price, bro. Beast. How is he not a superstar dev or an X factor? Playing like this, 8 touchdowns, bro. Almost at 50 catches, 500 yards as a rookie. But anyway, contract negotiations. We have Derek Brown. That's a no-brainer. Give him whatever he wants. Up the money a little bit. And he's back. Long term. Cesar Ruiz. It is a prove-it deal. We will see what his blocks look like at the end of the season. Corbett, we'll see. Same deal, because there could be an upgrade in the draft or free agency. Shaq Thompson, he's continuing to play at a high level. I wouldn't want 3 years, so we'll wait for that. And Chuba Hubbard, all these guys, prove it to me that you deserve to be back. Dante Jackson, though, you have been proving it with your play this season. We're bringing him back on a 2-year deal, keeping him until he's the dirty 30. Tommy Tremble, though, we have better option at time. Terrace Marshall, unfortunately, we have like our 2 young wide receivers, and then Adam Thielen still playing at a high level. And even if we don't keep Adam Thielen, yeah, so that's not going to work out. Tommy Tremble, Christensen, and then these undrafted guys that we signed, and then a bunch of backups. And Ika McConnell will pick up his option at the end of the season. We have a lot of cap space. Should be able to make some splashes in free agency. But right now, we are on a 4-game winning streak. We are turning this season around. We are up 2 games on the Falcons and the Bucks, 4 games on the Saints. We are in great position to take this division, have a winning season, make the playoffs. But we have the Vikings, who are also 6-4, and they beat us by the dub. 41-21. They end our streak. We still ran the ball, still passed it. It was the 4 turnovers. We were down 31-14. We were down big at the half, but 4 picks from Bryce Young. I said he needed to trim those interceptions down. He hasn't done it. Damian Harris with another touchdown. Jonathan Mingo, why couldn't you do that during the dev trait scenario? Why? Jabari Price, why do you keep scoring all these damn touchdowns? Why? Xavier Woods, safety with a sack. Brian Burns, Derek Brown. Too many interceptions from Bryce Young. He needs to cut that out. Cut that out. We'll be winning a lot more games if you don't throw those picks like that. Breakout player, I forgot who it was. I think it was Chuba Hubbard, but we're 0 for 2 when it comes to dev trait scenarios. But we got the Washington Commanders. We'll be calling it the 21-0. I was about to say we can call it the Jeremy Chin game once we get the Madden 25, but 21 skunked them. Ran it. Not a lot of passing yards. Didn't need no passing yards. Looked like we got a safety. Sorry, Sam Howell. Only 83 passing yards. But look at that. 57 yards from Miles Sanders. 55 from Chuba Hubbard. 40 from Bryce Young. 5 from Damian Harris. Receivers didn't do much. And then looking at the sacks. Xavier Woods. 2 games in a row. Our free safety gets a sack. And then Derek Brown. 2 picks for Shaq Thompson. I would love to bring him back. Not on a 3-year deal, though. He's already 30. And we are at 7 wins. We have overachieved already this season. I said 6 wins would be acceptable, and we're at 7. On the verge of making the playoffs. Shaq Thompson had a pick 6, by the way. We're on the verge of having a winning season, winning the division, and making the playoffs in the 2nd year. And our roster is not even... We got the Falcons on our tail, so we ain't going to talk this up because we still could fall off a cliff. We could still melt down. 27-6 though. I think we swept the Saints, get the brooms and the dustpans out. We actually did. Swept the Saints, split with the Falcons, and I think we beat the Bucks already. We could sweep the Bucks. We played them week 17, and we have our bye week right here. This is the y'all have seen these videos. Y'all know it's coming. The bye week. We're at 8 wins. 1 or 2 more wins should get us in, and we're gonna lose the rest, right? It's all in the script. 78 passing yards. 78 passing yards, and we won this game 27-6. Shout out, salute to the defense. I thought that said 4 turnovers. I was going to bench Bryce Young for the next game and put in Nick Foles. Derek Carr, though, 3 interceptions. Thought it said we did not have 4 turnovers this game. That was the 4 first downs. But no touchdowns, no picks, 78 yards, 9 of 18. But Chuba Hubbard, why couldn't you do that in the dev trait scenario? Touchdown for Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen, Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Keyshawn Duckworth. We're starting to get pressure on the quarterback. DJ Johnson, Chris Wormley, pick for Shaq Thompson, Dante Jackson, and Xavier Woods, man. He's been doing his thug, man, last couple of games. We are at 8 wins, 1 more win guarantees we will have a winning season this season. And if you look at our rankings, we were 11th in points per game, 13 in passing, 21 in rushing. We were like last in every category, not every category, but those are major improvements from last season. And then 19th in defense. We were number 3 in the secondary. Now we dropped to 26, but they are getting a lot of interceptions. And then we're 20 when it comes to stopping the run. Looking at the playoff picture, we would be number 3 right now. So that's what's up. And we are at the bye week, so we are going to upgrade the players. Jalen Carney, we get to see what he is. I see an abilities tab. Superstar dev corner. And what? We got him in the what? 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round superstar corner. Let's go, man. Get your zone up. Get your zone up. Everybody else we are going to auto upgrade. And with that, I think we're going to play him over. We'll leave it the same. We're winning. I was going to play him over Dante Jackson. Dante Jackson is in the slot, but he's also corner too. So to get the rookie some more reps. Have the powder blue game again. Lost to them in the preseason. Yeah, we're going to go Carney right there. And it looks like they changed my depth chart around. They did. They did. So it's annoying. We've been winning games, so I'm not going. Cesar Ruiz is in. Burnett's in. Okay. Corner. This should be Lonnie Johnson and Jamie Robinson. I hate when they do this. They even changed our damn punt return, man. Terrace Marshall, Jamie Robinson, kick return. This is so stupid. So stupid. That's why Damian Harris was getting in. Well, it's working. It's working. Slot receiver. They have Jonathan Mingo. That's why Carroll wasn't getting the targets. I'm not complaining because it's working. I'm complaining because don't touch my shit when I changed it. I took the time and invested in it, and you just changed it. Well, maybe they changed it for the better because we're winning games. So we weren't winning with the lineup I had at the beginning of the season. So, but we fixed some things that should correct, some people's targets and stats. But watch me just lose the rest of the games because I did that. But off of the bye week, how do we respond? I should have left things the way they were. 42-10. That's like the third time this season we gave up 40 points. Maybe only the second time, but we couldn't run the ball. They dropped 21 points on us in 2 different quarters. Justin Herbert, he just balled out. Chuba Hubbard was okay. Touchdown for Damian Harris. Jonathan Mingo was good when it came to yards. Team as a whole was not good. No sacks from the defense. No picks from the defense. Eddie Pinheiro with the field goal. And we lose our first game after the bye week. And we are still on the cusp of winning the division. Just one more win, man. Thank you. We will be guaranteed a winning season with 9 wins. So that is an achievement in itself. We ran the ball, didn't really pass it that much. No turnovers. No complaints. Chuba Hubbard, he's had a couple of games where he's run for 100 yards. 2 touchdowns. I would love to see Jabari Price find the end zone some more. Derek Brown getting sacks. Chris Wormley. Shaq Thompson. Pinheiro making his field goal. And, man, if we could get double-digit wins, win the division, make the playoffs, the Falcons are right there. This is a big division game with the Bucks because they could rally back, win a couple of games, and sneak in there. He's a field general. Let's just make him an improviser, make him a scheme fit. And everybody else, we will auto upgrade. But Bucks, Eagles, we could knock the Bucks out of playoff contention right now. We could solidify ourselves as a playoff team. And the Falcons are right there, man. But 10 wins. We swept the Bucks just like we swept the Saints and we split with the Falcons, so we go 5-1 in the division. Chuba Hubbard, Bryce Young, Damian Harris. Damian Harris might be the best running back that we have on our roster. We're probably going to bring him back next season if we don't bring back Chuba Hubbard or Miles Sanders. Looking like we might not bring back Chuba Hubbard and trade Miles Sanders and then only have Damian Harris. Hell, Damian Harris' contract is up. Jabari Price does find the end zone again. I am kind of disappointed in the slot wide receiver. We could have played Terrace Marshall, J.C. Horn, Von Bell. Maybe, we got to throw it to Adam Thielen. We got to throw it to Jonathan Mingo. We got to throw it to the tight end. So, but 10 wins, that is a win in itself. And even if the Falcons win their game, we lose and we get bumped down to number 2, we should be in the playoffs. We should have a playoff spot. We are number 3 right now. We would be playing the Falcons. So it looks like we both are going to make it. So I am happy to see that. We turn things around really quickly. I want a division title, though. We lose, they won, we still get the division title, and now after splitting with them, we get to see who is the cream of the crop, who is the top of the NFC South. Is it the defending Super Bowl champion Falcons, or will it be the up newcomers, the Carolina Panthers? Bucks go 8-9, Saints go 4-13, but we do lose that last game. We have a breakout D lineman in the playoffs, but we already knew we had a playoff spot. We already knew we had a division. That game really didn't matter. We weren't going to get a first round bye. Couldn't run the ball. Get your turnovers out of the way, Bryce Young, because we have a playoff game to get ready for. Chuba Hubbard with a touchdown. Bryce Young with a rushing touchdown. We had a sack for Derek Brown. And we are in the playoffs, baby. 10-7. Looking at our rankings, we were 13th offense, 22nd in passing, 26th in rushing, 25th defense. And it was our rush, our defensive rush, number 8, which was the highlight of the rankings. But we have a breakout D lineman, and this is Keyshawn Duckworth, the nose tackle, who is on a normal dev. And hold the Falcons to less than 100 rushing yards, or get him a TFL, a sack, forced fumble. He'll be a shiny player with a star dev trait. We are going to upgrade the team, and I am going to look at the stats on the season. I think Kurt Carroll, we are going to continue to upgrade the slot, but kind of a disappointing year for him. I mean, for me to play him over Terrace Marshall and then it didn't do all that much. Like Jabari as the vertical threat. Didn't even see what that our center was for his dev trait. Saw the corner was a superstar dev. But Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Jordan Love. Pat Mahomes almost threw for 5,000 yards. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Tyreek Hill. Derek Brown was the sack leader with 18 sacks. Shout out, salute, congrats, Derek Brown. We got Nick Bosa, TJ Watt under him, and then Sauce, Darius Slay. J.C. Horn was number 3 in interceptions with 5. Shout out, congrats, salute to him. And then JLK, Ernest Jones, and then Jerome Baker. Looking at the stats, we had 27 offense. I think we had 27 offense last season when it came to yards. 13th in defensive yards. Chuba Hubbard will be getting a new contract. Points scored, we were dead last. Jonathan Mingo almost about 50 yards away from 1,000-yard season. And Bryce Young, sophomore slump. Yards about the same, 21 touchdowns, but 22 picks. He has to cut down on turnovers. He was averaging like 2 a game. 200 passing yards per game though, rating 80.1. Longest pass season 61. Got sacked 30 times. Come on, Bryce. But Chuba Hubbard, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. I do not like the 3 fumbles, right? I do not like the under 4 with 3.8. I'm digging the yards, I'm digging the touchdowns, and this is what makes it so complicated because, yes, the yards, yes, the touchdowns. We finally get somebody to rush over 10 yards with 65. Big run play. But 3 fumbles, can't hold on to the ball. And I remember some games where it showed that we had some turnovers and Bryce Young didn't throw some picks, so that was Chuba Hubbard fumbling the damn ball. Bryce Young with 2 rushing touchdowns, 5 for Miles Sanders, 5 for Damian Harris, 2 for the rookie fullback. And the receiving, Jonathan Mingo, he was so close to 1,000 yards, so close to 70 catches, 4 touchdowns. He's ready to be our wide receiver 1 next season. He's going to break out. Adam Thielen was serviceable. Jabari Price, got to be rookie of the year. 75 catches, 740, and 10. Outshined Carroll, who wasn't good. He was not good. I am so sorry, Terrace Marshall, for not giving you the opportunity. Longest pass of the season went to Jonathan Mingo, 61 yards. Offensive line, Ike Mekwonu, kind of a down year for him. Taylor Bowman had a good year. Cesar Ruiz, that is enough for me to probably offer him a contract. Burnett, 3, that's good for a rookie. And then Austin Corbett, that is great. We are bringing him back. Offense or defense, Shat Thompson, always the lead tackle, but 5 picks though. 4 picks for Dante Jackson. That's why we gave him a new contract. Jeremy Chin, that transition to linebacker was eh. But 15 TFLs is great for DJ Johnson. Don't get me wrong. 3 sacks, first season starting. Not bad. We can roll with that, but if we do see an upgrade, I'm not going to hesitate. Von Bell, JC Horn, though, great. Carney, saw he was a superstar. Derek Brown, we saw that he was the leader. What a season for Xavier Woods. Brian Burns was a little bit better. Great season for Keyshawn Duckworth. Okay season for Chris Wormley. And then looking at the sacks, there you have it. Derek Brown getting them all. And then a lot of interceptions. 3 guys with at least 4. And then forced fumbles, we had Xavier Woods, Marquise Haynes. Marquise Haynes, bro, I'm going to keep bringing him back because he is being a beast when it comes to like special teams. And then we didn't have I swear we had a safety. Didn't have a safety, and then we had 2 pick sixes. Xavier, what a year for Xavier Woods, and then Shaq Thompson. Kicking, we had Eddie Pinheiro. He only missed 2. And then he missed 2 extra points because 1 was blocked. So another great year for Eddie Pinheiro. And then Johnny Hecker, he had 1 block punt inside the 2013 times long as 72. Net average was 53 yards per punt. Net average was 49.5. No special teams. Touchdown. Yearly awards, MVP is going to go to Patrick Mahomes. Coach of the year, Doug Peterson. Come on, bro. Coach should have been up there. CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Derek Brown. We get an award. You got Shaq Thompson at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to that quarterback for the Vikings. Price at number 2. Carroll at number 8. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tyreek Theory of the Cardinals. We got Duckworth at 6. We got Jalen Carney at number 7. Best QB is going to go to Dak Prescott. Running back is going to go Christian McCaffrey. Now, Chuba Hubbard does make the list. So, if he's 8th in the NFC, might be enough to give him a new contract. Wide receiver goes to CeeDee Lamb. Offensive line goes to Zach Martin. Austin Corbett, top 5 on the list. We're bringing him back. D lineman goes to Derek Brown. Should be an X factor. Linebacker goes to Rashawn Gary. No Shaq Thompson. DB goes to Darius Slay. We got J.C. Horn at 3. We have Dante Jackson at 8. And the best kicker, Cairo Santos. And we got Eddie Pinheiro 8. So we had a Panther like in almost every single category. But we got the Falcons. And it's really hard to beat a team 3 times. We only beat them once so far this regular season. So I don't know why I said 3 times. But 10-7. Playoff game. Wild card. We're at home, Carolina, and we lose, and it looks like we lost in overtime. And it went the distance. So we were up 14-6 at the half. Both teams traded field goals at overtime, and then they must have scored a touchdown. It sucks. We outpassed them 2 turnovers, and we went to overtime. Bryce Young. Well, only 1 turnover. I swear, bro, if Chuba Hubbard fumbled, he's not coming back. He must have went for it on 4th down or something and didn't get it. Steven Jabari Price, he showed out. Thielen with the touchdown. Be his final game as Panther. Carroll with the touchdown. He finally decided to show up. Derek Brown, sack leader, 2 sacks, sack and a half for Brian Burns. And we got Jalen Carney. And what a season, though. Can't be mad at it. We didn't expect to get double-digit wins with 10 wins. We didn't even expect to win a division. We didn't expect to make the playoffs, but we did all of those things. We had some great rookie players. And roll out the carpet because Keyshawn Duckworth, now star dev, just making that draft class probably one of my tops. Duckworth. Up to a 77 star. Still looking to get that 99 strength. Jonathan Mingo, he's going to be an 80 overall. They have him he is a slot. I want to make him more. And DJ Johnson was good. It's good, but if we see an upgrade, we're going to bite at it. Contract extended for Bob Foster. He deserves it. Let's go to the conference championship and the Pro Bowl. We should have some Pro Bowlers, not just Shaq Thompson. It will be Bengals Cowboys Super Bowl. And looking at NFC side, Christian McCaffrey, but he is not a Panther anymore. Our rookie fullback pool just stamps this draft class as one of our best. Tight end, Price, the rookie, another one. What if all of our rookies make the Pro Bowl, bro? That's two already. Tight end and fullback. Two positions I wouldn't even think was going to. We should have offensive lineman. We should have had Austin Corbett. Snubbed. Derek Brown, that's 3. Sack leader, makes sense. J.C. Horn, I would argue Dante Jackson probably deserved it too. And then Damian Harris. Bro, what a season. What a season. I'm really happy with that. Even though we're not in the Super Bowl, even though we didn't beat the Falcons, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl again, so ha to them. But, man, I forgot to look at the oh, no, that was a Pro Bowl. I almost thought I forgot to look at the dev trait upgrades or downgrades. But this is the Super Bowl week, so now we can do that. And I know Derek Brown was already a superstar dev. Did he get up? God, that's bull, man. Sack leader, that's some baby back, bro. Sack leader and Pro Bowl, and he doesn't. So Price goes up to a superstar dev. Should have been rookie of the year, honestly. He made the Pro Bowl, though. 10 touchdowns, 700 yards, 70 catches. What a season for him. So that's our second superstar dev corner now, part of that draft class. So he got upgraded. We know the defensive tackle got a star. The corner was already a superstar. So what a draft class, man. The center was a star. He's going to be solid. And then defensively, J.C. Horn is now a superstar. Carney we drafted as a superstar. Brian Burns loses his superstar. Johnson goes up to star. Nothing but upgrades. And Brian Burns a downgrade, but loving the new silvers and the new golds. And we'll see who wins the Super Bowl here out of the Bengals and the Cowboys. And it is going to be the Bengals. Joe Burrow gets his first Super Bowl, him and Jamar Chase. And Joe Burrow is your Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes, NFL MVP, Doug Peterson, Isaiah Pacheco, Derek Brown, let's go, Defensive Player of the Year. And then Jared Lidge, and that's the quarterback for the Vikings. And then Frankie Johnson, defensive tackle for the Broncos. But Defensive Player of the Year for Derek Brown. I'll upgrade the practice squad players that were getting stolen from us during the season. And then we'll look at the retirements. We are the Panthers. Cam Jordan to the Saints. So I like to look at a division to see how they're getting weaker. So the Saints get weaker. They were last in the division, and now they lose probably their best player on defense. Bucks lose Levante David. Falcons don't lose anybody. And we don't lose anybody. Because we are still a young team. Go to the re-sign period. We have $96 million in cap space. Should be able to bring everybody back. Should be able to make a couple of big signings in free agent if there is some names there in free agency. And mock draft 3 is out now, and we will see where we will be picking. They have us taking an edge rusher, but I skimmed through it, and I kind of like this Rashad Gales. Can move him in the left end. But we'll look at the class once we get to it. And he looks okay to be a round 3 to 4 talent. Could just be a lower overall. But we'll see what we take with our first round pick. But it's about re-signing and signing free agents first before drafting. Ike McQuanum picking up the 5th-year option. Cesar Ruiz was actually good, so I would actually bring him back on a 2-year deal. Worked out. Shaq Thompson, 2-year deal. I'm glad he changed it from 3 years to 2 years. It'll be more like a 1-year deal. Chuba Hubbard, though, I think what I am going to let him do is test free agency first. 2-year deal, though, is not bad, but I'm going to let him test free agency first. If we see somebody better, we're going to sign. If not, we'll bring him back. So we're going to let him test. Xavier Woods, I don't like the 3-year deal. I'd rather a 2-year deal. Would you take a 2-year deal? Thank you. Buying in Terrace Marshall. I kind of want to bring him back just because the rookie didn't really play well, but because of how we did him, I want to give him the opportunity to sign somewhere else first. Damian Harris, I'm bringing back. He was a Pro Bowler. I'll bring him back in free agency. Marquise Haynes, bringing him back. Great special teamer. Does all the little things, blocks, fumbles. And then Johnny Hecker might let go. Eddie Pinero, though, he's been great. So I would give him a 2-year deal. But Johnny Hecker, we could probably let go. We'll probably just draft a punter. Why did I not see Austin Corbett here? I will also give him a 2-year deal. This is the 2-year deal offers. So Chuba Hubbard, we're going to let test. And if there's nobody better than him in free agency, we will bring him back too. So just bringing all our guys back that helped this team get the 10 wins. So we got Bryce Young, Miles Sanders, who is still on the Poole, who made the Pro Bowl. We got Thielen, still okay. Carroll, I mean, he was a rookie, so we're going to give him another opportunity. Got the superstar tight end. We got Hayden Hurst, save about $4 million if we release him. He could be a cap casualty at some point. And then we have Burnett, cap casualty, and Bozeman. Need a left end. That's probably our biggest need. Johnson could be upgraded with. Jeremy Chin, honestly, could be upgraded with. Could move him back to strong safety, too, because Von Bell could be a cap casualty, but we do have Jamie Robinson waiting in the wings. So there's multiple ways we could go, but we'll look at free agency first. Creed Humphrey. But our offensive line is set. Javarius Ward is here. You got Javon Holland. You got Wyatt Teller at guard. He fits the scheme. Man, who is our guard? Oh, we got Cesar Ruiz. We got Austin Corbett. Oh, man. He's interested, too. But we just can't do that. Looking at quarterbacks, could bring in a veteran, but not priority. Jalen Warren, you got Elijah Mitchell, Zach Moss. We're bringing Chuba Hubbard back. We wanted to let him test. We'll give him this, and he should come back. A 2-year deal. We have our fullback. Our receiver D-Hop is here, but we have Adam Thielen kind of in that role, and we have Jonathan Mingo on the rookie. So we're not going to look to sign one of those guys. You have Tyler Conklin, tight end, Tommy Tremble. Some nice offensive lineman options. You got Joel Bitonio, Creed Humphrey, damn it, Wyatt Teller, but we have our offensive line. And then defensively, probably going to draft the left end. We have our nose tackle. We have Derek Brown on the right. Matt Judon, though. Is it worth hindering the development of DJ Johnson, but Matt Judon still superstar dev? Pair him up with, Nick Bolton over Jeremy Chin. Not interested, though. He's not a scheme fit. Jerome Baker, though, scheme fit, somehow got superstar dev. But he is 28. Shaq Barrett. Travaris Ward. We like all our corners that we have. Javon Holland. Julian Love. Jimmy Ward. Do need a punter, but we can always draft one. Oh, man. I am torn between bringing in Matt Judon. Scheme fit. He's interested. He is 33, but he does have superstar dev. That will help. We made the playoffs, and even though we're young and developing, he could help us get over the hump on defense. So, like most of our free agents, a 2-year deal. Gonna be more like a 1-year deal. We bring him in. If we don't get him, we don't get him. And then Jerome Baker, he is 28, but he has superstar dev. Scheme fit, not interested. We have Jeremy Chin. I would just be bringing him in for dev trait purposes. Do we trade Jeremy Chin? He's 27. He got knocked down to normal dev, bro. We could still draft a linebacker. Nick Bolton is 25. Better overall, but not a scheme fit. Tell you what. I will offer him this. And we'll see if we get him. 4-year deal is 28, could regress, but Chuba Hubbard, Jerome Baker to replace Jeremy Chin. Well, I probably should move back to safety. I'd rather have Judon over Baker. I think I'm going to rescind the Jerome Baker thing. But even if we get him, I can still move Jeremy Chin back to strong safety. Let's do it. We get Chuba Hubbard. We don't get Matt Judon. I don't. Let's withdraw it. We're gonna save that money. That Judon goes to the Jets. I'm not gonna be tempted by the dev traits. Not gonna be tempted by the dev trait. Just bring our guy Chuba Hubbard back, and then we'll look to improve in the draft, just like we did. It worked out for us this past season in the draft, so why couldn't it work out for us again? You feel me? So that's what we're gonna do. Save some money too. So we already invested in Jeremy Chin. I'm just gonna move him back to safety because linebacker didn't work out for him. Maybe we've made him linebacker 1, but We're picking at 20. They still have us taking his left end. They've had us taking him the whole way. But we'll look at the prospects. Running back is still an option, and there is not a first or second round running back in this draft. So this is not the year of the running back. So Chuba Hubbard was the right choice to bring back. I don't even think we're gonna draft any of these guys or look at them. Ezekiel Cox. Yeah, we're not taking a running back. Not taking a running back. Gotta bring back Damian Harris though. Oscar Gaines though. Looks like the only one. And then we have our fullback, but who made the Pro Bowl, but is this a generational fullback right there? It's gonna put him on the list just because. Receiver, there is that 6'5" receiver who has elite strength, strongest receiver in the class. We passed on receiver last year. There is a deep threat, 6'3", 235, and he's a deep threat. Runs a 4.37 with elite jumping. He's a beast. So I like him. There's this guy, Rashard Beekman. He looks okay. And then we don't need tight end. We don't need offensive line. We need a left end. Probably the position we need the most. And I don't see one that I like. Let's see if there's one on the right side. There could be. But I don't see one that I like. Defensive tackle. There was a guy that I did like. And I think it was Rashad Gales. We might have to take a defensive tackle and move them to the 42 bench reps. Yeah, so I like Rashad Gales. I like Deshaun Bates. He also has elite strength. He's actually stronger, faster. Yeah, one of those defensive tackles is going to be the move. And then edge, probably be our second choice, if there is one. James Hartwell. Could go middle linebacker, get younger, and get ready for a retirement of Shaq Thompson. That's probably why I probably should have just got Jerome Baker. But because if we're going to be moving, but I didn't want to invest 4 years in a 28-year-old Jerome Baker who probably loses dev trait after 1 year anyway. Haywood, man, I'm about to trade up for him. Actually, he's not that good. It looks a little overrated. Pass coverage, speed rusher. Why is there never any good like speed rushers down the board? Like sometimes you can find them, but most of the time not. Tyrese Lawton here. Then we're going to look at the D tackles. We're set at corner, kind of set at safety. I mean, we could move Jeremy Chin back to safety. And there it looks like there's two punters that is worth taking here. You got Alex Volk. I actually might bring Johnny Hecker back. Still draft one of these guys to learn under him. Yeah, those guys suck. So we're going to bring Johnny Hecker back. Let's bring Johnny Hecker back. Let's bring Damian Harris back. Probably trade Miles Sanders. Yeah, Jerome Baker signed the Broncos. So yeah, we'll go get Johnny Hecker back. 1 year deal, no big deal. And then I want Damian Harris back. He did make the Pro Bowl as a return guy. 1 year deal. And boom, we got all our guys back. Let's get ready to scout the focus players. Probably just going to look at those defensive tackles. Go fix the left end. Give DJ Johnson or whoever is at left outside linebacker another chance. So that's what we're going to do. And we have the private workouts where I think we're just going to do the defensive tackles. 1, 2, and maybe look at a left outside. Who was the other position that we saw? Was it like receiver? Was it linebacker? Don't even remember who it was. Probably just do defensive end. Could do the McIntosh guy because they are hell bent on us. Yeah, why not? We'll do McIntosh because they think he's a lock for us to pick. So we might as well just reveal all his ratings. We'll look at the free agency recap just to see where some of these players signed. And Creed Humphrey going to the Texans. Chiefs get a little bit weaker. Patriots get Wyatt Teller. We passed on. I just couldn't just go with the dev trade. I saw all the superstars that were available, so I'm like, yeah, that'll help us out. But no, we're not doing that. We went 10-7, won a division, made the playoffs by building through the draft. So, and that's what we're gonna try to do here. We're gonna try to build through the draft. So, our biggest needs are left end because it is vacant, and then left outside linebacker if we want to give up on DJ Johnson. And we're probably going to move. I mean, we got Jamie Robinson, so we could give another shot at Jeremy Chin at middle linebacker. Just give him another crack at it. So, we'll see. No, I forgot to look at the college players. Forgot to look, but we will look right now. Defensive tackle, we scouted them both, and looks like Deshaun Bates probably is the one that we're going to go with. And then McIntosh doesn't look that bad. Elite jumping, elite acceleration. Not strong.
The Los Angeles Rams are up.
We're just going to head to our pick. I don't think there's no player worth trading up for. We don't have a whole lot of holes left. So we could off some of these picks, but just going to stay put and pick. I should have looked at the wide receiver. Of course, there's no running backs. But, I mean, none of these receivers really stand out to me. Have our offensive line. Those fullbacks, though, I mean, one of them could be in Russia. But when you look at Rashad Gales, elite strength, but the other one, I think, could be a little bit better. And Deshaun Bates, 21 years old. Great acceleration, great agility with great speed and elite strength. All those combinations. Look at C awareness though, but A play reg, B block shedding, B finesse moves, C hit power, A tackling, C power moves. And what is he? Is he a run stopper with B finesse moves?
It's now the
95 strength. Move him over to left end. We got Derek Brown, then the nose tackle that went up to start dev. Oh, yeah. It's D-line. We're building this D-line. We did not have a second-round pick. Did not have a second-round pick. But that is okay. Because that running back might be who we're taking. There is no receivers in this class. Don't need tight end. Don't need O-line. We could still use an edge rusher. There's a power rusher right here. Eric Stokes. Wasn't there an Eric Stokes corner DB for Green Bay Packers? There is some more defensive tackles. Let's see this James Hartwell. I think we already looked at him before. This is a linebacker. I need to stop playing and just go get the running back. Tyrese Lawton is a guy we could get later too. Yeah, we'll get the running back. He was the only other guy. Oscar Gaines.
Next up, the Indianapolis Colts.
As we look to
are on the
trade
clock.
Miles Sanders.
With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers.
I think we go linebacker. Add to the linebacker room. We're questionable with Jeremy Chin. You got Shaq Thompson, who is getting older. So we would take all those into consideration. Tyrese Lawton, he has B pursuit, A tackle, elite acceleration, great speed, good strength. And we look at his intangibles: B hit power, B pursuit, B play rate, A tackle.
The Colts now on the clock.
Not hitting on the depth traits, but should be good overalls. Didn't mean to pause the draft. We probably could take an edge rusher, punter. Let's sit behind Johnny Hecker.
The Carolina Panthers now on the clock.
Let's go with edge. Maybe another wide receiver. Vince Ross.
The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock.
He had A catching. He looks like one of those players that can probably do multiple positions. Can play linebacker, play edge. So
It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock.
got our fullback, so we don't need those fullbacks. But man, to have them on our team, be like a blocking tight end. But I think we do need to go like free safety. We have Xavier Woods. Who's our backup free safety? We had Lonnie Johnson. So we could use a backup free safety. I didn't like those two punters. Maybe we could go quarterback. Light a fire under Bryce Young. Could go receiver. I think we are going to go receiver. We just have to pick which one. About this deep threat guy, Josh Parker. Please be good. Running out of time. Running out of time. Running out of time.
It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection.
Didn't like that pick. Had to make it because we ran out of time. Didn't want the computer to handle my business for me. And then this last pick, we had to take one of those fullbacks. I don't want to take two fullbacks in a row. So we may just swing on one of these punters. I do want a safety, though. Backup free safety. Probably should have took the safety first and then took a punter. So we'd have to take a receiver. D tackling. I don't like safeties that can't tackle. Perry Brewer, 6'2", 22. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna have to pick one of these guys here. Yeah, so I think Percy Hanna, that should do it.
Next up, the
I know I
Indianapolis
passed on those
Colts are
fullbacks,
on the clock.
but we have a Pro Bowl fullback, so it just makes no sense. I saw all the A's. You can't be tempted, bro. You see the superstar Dez Afraid. You see all the A's, on these prospects, and I is as real as it gets to come realistic. We're gonna draft for needs. We're gonna draft for stuff we need. We're not just gonna, but get a 75 overall defensive tackle. He's gonna play left end in this 3-4 scheme at pick 20. Think we made the right decision there. Pair him up with Derek Brown and the nose tackle that we took last year. Looking strong, fast. He's gonna be a beast. And then we have Gaines, 74 overall running back. I mean, that's good complimentary to Chuba Hubbard. Can replace Miles Sanders. And, we got Damian Harris, Pro Bowler. Tyrese Lawton, the linebacker, 70 overall. That's not bad. Not bad. Kind of an old rookie at 23 years of age. He's going to add some depth. We missed on this. Wide receiver 68 in the 6th round. Not bad at all. And then we whiffed on the free safety. So 81 overall right tackle. Corner. 80 corner. But I do want to see. The only thing I want to see is the fullbacks. If any fullbacks were taken. And none were taken. That's all I wanted to see. But I think we did good. We didn't have as many missing pieces as we had the year before because of the success we had the season. Going 10-6, winning the division, winning the NFC South, making the playoffs, getting a playoff appearance, playoff experience for Bryce Young, losing to the Falcons in the first round, but bringing some of our guys back, mostly on 2-year deals, and not as a strong draft as we had, but that draft class that we did that first year did set the foundation as we continue to build here in Carolina. But that'll wrap it up for part 2 here in the Carolina Panthers Madden 24 realistic rebuild. Stay tuned for the next part.